Are you ready to make a statement regarding your time working for the company in its Special Operations section?
You are telling me that you want to know what I remember from back in the day.
Tell me about whatever you want. We have time. We are here until I have heard it all.
Fine. And so what do you want to hear about? My time, working on the great space construction platforms? No? Or what it was like working for General Atomics? Maybe? So do you want to know if the sales job, behind going to work in the stars, was true? Did I get what General Atomics had promised me in training and compensation? How did a fine upstanding young guy, like me, end up, first stepping into the dark market? Let me take the easiest one first. Yes, General Atomics gave me exactly what it promised, and a whole lot more. Working in space means that you will see and hear things they don't want you to talk about. I mean, look at what they do. They are building out the roadmap to the galaxy. They build it one nav node at a time, and since they built it, and financed it, they own that roadmap, and it is an expensive roadmap. Navigation has become the single largest expense in galactic shipping. All legitimate businesses use this network because officially, there is only one. This is the roadmap that everyone else has to use. It is the law, which I suppose makes it political at the same time. You can't have one without the other. I am not going to openly say that, yes, I knew that there was a secret nav network being built by the open source movement. Everyone who spent time alone in extravehicular activity knew which signal to follow. And it wasn't the one attached to the company line. It was a dirty little secret. A secret that everyone knew. Even supervisors used the signal to navigate while working, or even when they were playing. If that's what you call it. Anyway, I digress. This nav signal was, what shall we say, was more comprehensive in its granularity, meaning, it showed where everything was, without scrambling their locations. Even the things that nobody really wants to be found, could be found. That is, unless a party really wants to, then they can prevent it from coming to the attention of others. With some effort, I might add. As to where the nav signal comes from, no one ever identified its origins. I certainly did not know anything, at the time anyway. It began when I saw a supervisor talking with two rather burly security guards. They noticed me looking at them. They did not miss a beat. They walked directly for me. When the closest one approached me, he simply ordered me to follow him.
You, follow us immediately.
I was shocked. I asked why? Right out loud. I could not help it. You aren't supposed to question security forces until you have your union rep with you. But I had never broken the rules. So why me? I kind of lost my mind for a minute, not so much because I was a company man at that point in my life. I was now much more motivated by the stories surrounding the company's security forces. I was terrified. He paused for a moment and looked at me. Out of nowhere he said,
You are being promoted. You will be united with your personal effects when you arrive at your new office. No more questions, please.
No more questions, please. He swiveled back around and continued on his way. They were all apparently completely so confident that I would comply with my orders to follow that they did not even look back. If I only knew then what I know now, I would have ran at this very moment. Even if they shot me in the back, death would have likely been a better outcome for me, because all this encounter left me with was dead friends and a broken heart.
What have you learned?
Not much. He is feeling pretty sorry for himself. He whined a bit about losing his friends and having his heart broken. Then he asked for a lawyer.
I want my lawyer.
A lawyer? Where does he think he is?
Oh, I told him exactly where he was. This is not exactly the place where lawyers are overflowing in the hallways.
Excuse me, miss. Did your parents have any children that lived?
This is the enemy combatant barracks. You have been labeled as an enemy to the company. There is no law for you.
So you set him straight then?
He just scoffed at me and stopped responding with anything other than,
I want my lawyer.
It got tedious. So I left him alone so he could have some time to think.
That is the last thing we want a guy like that to do.
What is that supposed to even mean?
It is what let him run for so long. I would hate to have wasted all of those resources that we had to commit to catch him in the first place.
He is just a man. One man.
He is a very careful man. I am surprised we even found him. For that matter, perhaps it was too easy. He is the kind of man that, if he is breathing, he is dangerous.
How much of a threat can he be locked in that room?
Don't underestimate him. He may act the fool, but either he is very lucky or he is very prepared. On second thought, it probably is both.
I really want my lawyer, please.
So what will become of our intrepid hero? Will he ever get his lawyer?
I really want my lawyer, please.
Find out in the next exciting installment. Welcome to the third installment of our series. To date, we have been introduced to three main characters. There is, of course, our hero, who, up until this point, was drafted into the special operations section of the company, and who, still, just really wants his lawyer.
I want my lawyer.
There is a female security agent who seems to have no clue just how much trouble is coming their way, given what is about to occur. And finally, we have someone who has been introduced to us as a security trooper who seems to have some sort of supervisory role that is as yet unclear.
Hello, I have come to retrieve my client. Sorry about that. My voice module is on the fritz again. That is so frustrating. Let me take this moment to urge you to never buy cheap movie parts, just to save a few bucks. It is just not worth the hassle that you will have in the end. This is so frustrating. It is part of the downside of transferring your consciousness into a cyborg.
What would you say is the upside to transferring your consciousness into a cyborg?
Well, to be honest, we may have to get into that if things don't go well here.
A lawyer, you say? What do you want? We don't get many lawyers here. It is not really a thing. Listen. This is a busy office and frankly I am running out of patience with you already.
Don't get snippy with me, you little gutter snipe. You know why I am here and who my client is. I have to think that you are just stalling for some reason. Perhaps you should have a look at my identification. Maybe it will make things go a little easier between us.
Okay, for the moment I will go along with this scrap, but don't push it. Press your ID tag to the scanner. Oh. You? A cyborg? Are Reginald Johnson? The chairman of the company's Central Audit Committee? I don't buy it.
Damn. I really don't have time for this. You are beginning to make me want to tell you the upside to being a cyborg.
Yeah? And what is that?
Do you really want to know? Because I really don't think you will like it as much as I do.
Try me.
The best thing about being a cyborg is the ability to project a lot of high-caliber ordnance downrange in a hurry when people piss you off. Hello, need a lift anywhere?
Well, it is about time that you showed up. You know how much I hate to wait. I could not help but notice the ruckus. Was that you?
Yeah, it was. It felt so good.
Tell me that you did not use the "what is the best part of being a cyborg" bit again.
You know me too well.
You were kidding? Doesn't that ever get old?
No, not really.
Okay. Whatever. At this point it does not matter. You did not kill the girl, did you?
Merely wounded.
I can live with wounded. Now let's get out of here. Do you know where we are going?
Our contact is where he always is. The dark market.
Alright, let's go, and for the sake of my sanity, turn off the fake servo noises. They give me a headache.
Citizens of the galaxy, welcome back to the 4th installment in our series. What can I say about things as they now stand? There seems to be a growing list of questions about our story. For instance, in the last installment, the lawyer for our hero shows up and turns out to be 7 feet tall, ill-tempered and ill-mannered. A robot who has the consciousness of some other being loaded into its memory. And what is the deal with the voice? Nothing seems to add up to very much at this point. And who was our hero really?
Okay, we are here. Wake up. Hey, we're here. Wake up already, will you?
This form you have gotten more and more demanding.
I am sorry, dear. I think the stress of the situation is starting to get to me. Do you think he is going to come through for us?
No. But right now he is our only lead.
I love you.
What?
Never mind. Let's just go.
Okay. This time you have to play it cool. Your emotions are out of control and we have to focus.
I am sorry, but after the last time, your lawyer is going to have to wait outside. Do you have any idea what it cost me to clean up after his temper tantrum? And why the hell did you change his voice? It sounds ridiculous. For God's sake. He is a 7-foot-tall titanium alloy cyborg. It has to be something a bit more fitting for that. Hyper-emotional. Nutjob.
He seems to be rather attached to it. If you like, I can leave for a while and let you two talk it over.
I don't think that would be necessary. I am pretty sure that is not why you are here anyway. So, why are you here?
Have you managed to find the item that I have been searching for?
Not yet.
Not yet? Time is not something I can afford to spend in great quantities right now.
If it is so damn easy, you find it. I am out.
Listen, You owe me and you know it. It would be a shame for the authorities to suddenly get a navlock on this place. Now wouldn't it?
What am I supposed to do? I have looked everywhere. No one even wants to talk to me about it.
It is a little hard to believe that the primary fence for the open source movement does not know where to find the transponder.
I think that you will find that so-called organized crime is far from organized. I may be the one who moves the goods, but they don't tell me where they keep the family jewels. I have never even been to the hive. I just get messages on the sub-carrier. I do what they tell me to, and that is it.
You keep trying. I am not kidding. I will flash your nav suppressor and you will have a big target on your back.
Alright. But this is costing me serious money. I think people are starting to get a bit worried, and they will kill me just as fast as anyone if they feel they have been betrayed. And threatening me with action by the company fails in comparison to what they will do to me if they get wind of your quest.
And I will suggest that them finding out what you are up to is still not your biggest problem. Do you read me clearly?
Yes, crystal clear. I will see what I can do. Any chance you can reimburse me for my out-of-pocket?
It is already done. Check your balance. Have a nice day.
Go soak your head.
I hate having to wait outside like that. It is so demeaning. I hate being treated like the hired help.
Oh, shut up. You have as much at stake as I do in this. I am not the one who decided to put my consciousness in a robot.
Oh yeah, really? Look who is talking. You are probably the most powerful man in the galaxy, and you run around pretending to be a rogue agent on the run. If anyone really knew what you were up to. Actually, what the hell are you up to? I am not sure you ever told me.
That is not important now. And don't talk back to me or I will sell you for scrap. What is next on the itinerary?
You really hurt me sometimes, you know that? I really don't know why I stay with you.
You know what they say. Love hurts. Now drive more and shut up. I have to think.
I was wondering when you were going to show up. Don't you think I have been through enough?
Oh, come on. How come? When a 7-foot tin man walked through the door, you did not hit the panic button right away.
I was distracted by that damn voice. Who the hell builds a robot like that?
Who indeed? This case continues to grow more and more strange by the day. The doctor tells me you just have a flesh wound. You will be back on duty in a few days. Take this chance to rest while you can. We have a man and his robot to hunt.
At this point, I think it would be a great idea to take that vacation time I have been saving up.
How long do you want off? Is forever long enough? Perhaps a new job in one of the mining colonies in the outer galaxy. Oh, I know. How about a nice long death?
Would that suit you?
I will report for duty in a few days.
Good girl. See you then.
How do I keep getting jobs like this? The writers of this series are complete hacks. This is the last time I am going to let my agent talk me into a job with non-union writers. I am clearly going to have to ask for more money. Tune in for our next installment, when I may or may not be a narrator.
Hello, I will be your narrator for today. Your regular narrator has a bit of a cold and he has lost his voice. So, I am standing in for him in a pinch. In this episode we find our hero in a rather odd setting. To him, things just don't seem to fit. Something is odd, it is very odd.
Holy crap. Why are there a bunch of giant owls having lunch at an open-air cafe? Strange. The waiters are all dressed in police uniforms. What the hell is going on? How come all of the colors in the landscape keep changing? And... Huh? I wonder. I get it. I must be dreaming. Damn. That means that she must be going to appear any second. Why can't she just call me on the phone like everyone else? God, I hate this. Well, I suppose that remote dream communication is probably more secure than a phone call. I suppose that it is sort of hard to listen to that. But still, it has always been unsettling. I still wonder how she does it. Everything seems so real. But at the same time, everything is sort of off, just a little strange. The buildings look perfectly normal, and except for the owls and waiters in odd costumes, everyone else seems to be okay. Maybe I have finally lost my mind. Okay, let's see if I can change something. Okay, let's see if I think about it, if the owls will become penguins. Yep. They are beginning to morph into penguins. This has to be a dream. Great. Sooner or later that bitch will show up. Who knows what she wants to talk about this time? I really hope she is not pissed about getting shot at. But then, that is sort of her fault. She is the one who swore me to promise not to tell anyone about her being my sister. And I did tell my favorite cyborg not to kill her. Maybe this is just another one of those vivid dreams that I get. If I just wait it out, I should wake up soon. Maybe she is not trying to project herself into my mind? Maybe this is all just a vivid dream. I did have that hyper spicy chicken after all. If
what? Are you really dream testing again? You aren't seriously still whining about it when I do this? By now, little brother, you should be used to it. That bitch girlfriend is lucky that she only tried to wound me. I should have just shot her when she walked into the station. If I did not have to keep in cover, she would be gone. I mean it. I so want to kill her. She is so annoying, and for God's sake, fix that damn voice of hers. You have to get a grip on her or I will do it for you. We have a problem. I think he is starting to get suspicious.
I hate it when you use non-specific pronouns. You know that. Who are you talking about?
Who? Well, of course.
You are being promoted.
He is asking all sorts of questions lately. It is possible that he is just getting frustrated, or we may have tipped our hand. What about your girlfriend? Is she asking questions yet?
She is questioning what I am up to, but I put her off. Frankly, it pissed her off a bit. But I managed to distract her from any questions by being a bit rude and telling her that I was going to sell her for scrap. She really does not deserve to hear that. I am sure it hurt. It is the lesser of two evils, I guess.
It wouldn't do for anyone to figure out what we are up to. Owning both the Official system and sponsoring the open source Signal helps us keep our monopoly on things. It is the only way that we can move without other people knowing about what we are up to. It is the only way that we stay in power. We can't risk anyone figuring it out. We would lose the company for sure. If the other board members do catch wind of what we are doing, we are going to have to kill them before they tell anyone else. It would be easier to arrange for them to have an accident than them blabbing to everyone. That would be completely unacceptable. And I don't care how much you love that emotional bag of bolts and nuts. If she figures it out, she is done. She will be shut down for good. Do you read me? At least our buddy the trooper is still sufficiently befuddled. But it is starting to get serious. Your acting is getting better. I am sure he listened to the tapes of your interrogation. We are lucky that he sent me in there and did not handle it personally. He is tight with the rest of the board. He had a lot of questions when we promoted you from that job building NAF nodes to your agent status. That almost never happens. And it certainly never happens without his consent. Once he started to snoop, you made a good move by seemingly going renegade. God, I thought he was never going to figure out where you were hiding. He is usually faster on the ball than that. While he is a problem, I think he is still useful for controlling the perception of the other board members. He has them convinced you are a different person than the one that they know. So what did Gerald have to say to you at the dark market?
Gerald still thinks the Hive is a real place and that the Fellowship controls the open source nav network. I had to threaten him too. He started asking questions too. This is getting tricky.
That is good. So he has no clue where the Hive is? Wouldn't he be surprised? We have to stay on our toes. It is not easy to play all sides against the middle. Frankly, I am getting tired of all of this. But soon the Galactic Council and Senate will have no choice other than to make me the Prime Regent. And then when we are in power we can relax a little. Maybe not much, but a little. We certainly don't want the alternative. It is not that I am afraid of death or prison. But our enemy would be ruthless. No one would go unpunished. Many people would die. We can let them give him control. I think you should send Tin Lizzie to do some surveillance. Make sure to remind her to use the open source NAF node and make sure she does not forget to cloak herself. Okay, you can go ahead and wake up now. I am done with you for now. I am off to see what Mom has to say. It is easier for her to talk to Dad than it is for me. Shifting between the universes has always made me sick.
Well, once again we come to the end of another episode. This series follows in the noble traditions of shows like Lost, who consistently bring up more questions than answers. But at least this time, we find out that our hero is working with his sister to try to get her elected to be the regent of the galaxy, and that somehow it appears that her parents come from another universe. But why cross over? Why take all of that risk to come and run for regent? Who is this enemy that they speak about? Find out more in the next riveting episode.